Hey guys, welcome back to DIY Beauty on Purpose. Today I am bringing you 3 exciting and super cute Dollar Tree projects that I think look very high end. So I'm starting with these 4 canvases that you can get at the Dollar Tree for $1 each. And these are like the 8.5 by 11 kind of size. And I am going to make kind of like a bigger canvas out of the 4. So I'm going to use some hot glue to secure them together. And I'm going to start by gluing 2 of them and then 2 of them. And then once I have glued both those sides, and the reason why I'm doing it is because it's easier to handle when you're gluing them, because just the glue, I think it would have been sufficient, but it wasn't very sturdy. So I wanted to add some tongue suppressants or like large popsicle sticks to the back. So as I flip them, it's just easier to flip them if you're just doing it with 2 at a time, if that makes sense. So I flipped them, and now I'm going to staple using my electric stapler, but you can use a hand stapler. It doesn't matter. The point is just to give it a little bit more stability from the back. And I'm going to do that to the two halves. And then once I did that, what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of looking to see which sides have the least amount of gaps, because the frames on these canvases are not perfectly straight. So I added glue where I can tell that the both ends or both halves meet. And then I'm doing the same thing and adding more large popsicle sticks, securing them with staples. All right, so now that it's nice and sturdy, I am going to give everything 1 coat of Rust-Oleum chalk paint and the linen white. And looking back, you know how hindsight is 20/20. Looking back, I should have filled in the cracks with maybe spackling, because for some reason when I was doing it, I was just like, oh, it looks fine, it looks fine. But in the end result, you could really see those cracks. So I think if I ever did something similar to this again, I would definitely fill in those cracks. So if you're wanting to redo this, I highly suggest you do, but you don't have to. So now that the 1 coat is fully dry, I am now going to freehand in art design. This is going to be very abstract. And I was looking online and I saw a lot of inspiration, or I was searching for inspiration to create black, white, and gold wall decor. And so I am using acrylic paint. This is just the kind you find at Walmart. And I'm using a chippy brush from the Dollar Tree, so nothing fancy here, guys. And I'm just freehanding. I'm just following my instincts. I want to keep it pretty simple. So I'm just going to make 3 black stripes. Again, very freehand. I'm not going back and retouching it. I'm leaving it as it comes out the first time. I waited until the black dried, and I'm going to use the same technique using gold paint. This is a gold metallic paint. Again, got at Walmart, very inexpensive. And I'm using the same chippy brush, and I'm just going to make 1 stripe in gold. And I just kind of eyed it out to see where I wanted it, and then I swooped it over and left it as is. And that's it. Look how easy this was. You can literally make any art you want using these canvases. And I just think it looks super high-end, so cute, and I just love it. Okay, so now I am going to work with this, it's like a handle jar, or not handle, oh my gosh, a candle jar that has a handle to kind of hang. And I remove the handle part because it'll be so much easier to paint without it. I'll put it back on here in a little bit. I want to create, it's going to have the same style I'm going to keep the same black, white, and gold theme. And I'm going to make 3 stripes. The first one's going to be black, and it's going to be on the bottom. And I'm just going to use painter's tape and just a scrap piece of paper bag that I had laying around to cover the rest, because I want to make sure spray paint does not get on any other parts of the jar. I'm going to be using Rust-Oleum paint, spray paint in a flat black. And I don't know if you guys don't have these little handles, but they make life so much easier when you are spray painting. I highly recommend you invest in one, and they're not even that expensive. I only did 1 coat on this. It was a pretty heavy coat, and it was so hot this day that it dried within minutes. So it was like the quickest project. Even though it looks like it took me a long time, it was actually pretty quick. I took it back inside when it was dry and removed the paper and the painter's tape. And I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to leave a clear stripe in between each color. So I want to make sure that I tape oh my gosh, I can't speak, that I tape leaving a clear stripe in between. There you go. I made it. So the next color is going to be white. And again, I'm just going to eye it out. I'm not measuring. If you want to recreate this and you want to measure, by all means, you go ahead and do. I just think things just look best when they just look organic and fine. And as long as they are straight and as close as possible, I'm happy with it. So again, using the same process, taping what I do not want to get spray paint on. I am using, again, Rust-Oleum flat spray paint, this time in a white. And again, took it outside, gave it 1 pretty good coat, let it dry, which only took a few minutes, and then took it back inside and removed the tape and the paper. And now I am going to paint the last part in a golden tone by Rust-Oleum as well. This is their hammered, it's going to be their hammered style. It's just what I had on hand. Ideally, I would have wanted something a little bit less rustic and a little bit more bright gold to match the frame or the picture or the art that I made. But it's what I had on hand, and I was fine with it. So I am just, again, left a stripe clear. And I'm making sure that the line is as straight as possible using the tape. This area was a little harder because it was very curved. And so it took me a little longer, but not too bad. And I am going to add the handle back on because I want the handle to also be golden. So I'm just going to place it back on, and I'm going to spray paint it all in that golden tone. And I was trying my very, very hardest to not get spray paint inside the jar, because then you would be able to see it from the outside in the clear part. So I tried my very best to keep it light as I was doing the handle, and then very, very almost sideways to make sure I didn't spray from the top too much. And then I removed everything, and basically we are done. And there you have it. Look how cute. I added a peony, and I just think it looks so girly, so chic, and it goes perfect with that art frame that I created. guys, so for my third and final project, I am using this Dollar Tree little tray. I think it's what it would be called, like a container, and it's perfect for if you're having parties to put little candies or nuts or anything like that. But in this case, I am going to turn it into either a flower, like a flower pot kind of thing, or you can even put jewelry in it. But again, I'm going to keep the same black, white, and gold theme. This time around, I had to paint it instead of spray painting it because it was pouring outside. This is the next day, and it was raining pretty heavy, and I was not able to take it outside and spray paint it. And I think it would have looked a lot better if it was spray painted. But I did what I could, so I am just going to give it a couple coats of the Rust-Oleum chalk paint and the linen white, and I'm just going to do the top portion of it. I want to take a minute here, guys, and let you know that I have a new home channel called Beauty on Purpose at Home, where I dedicate and do all kinds of cleaning, decorating, and organizing inspiration. If you have not subscribed to that channel, I invite you to do so. I'll have the link down below as well. All right, so now that the top is fully dry, I am going to paint using the same metallic gold paint that I used for the canvas. I'm going to use to paint the base of this tray, and it didn't work out as good as I wanted it to. It was very translucent. I thought it would be a little bit more coverage, but it was okay. I made it work. I gave it 3 coats, and it was still not very, you could still see through it, and that was not the look I was going for. Again, I think it would have been better if I could have spray painted it, but it was okay. You live and learn, and so it was fine in the end. It turned out fine. I'm just making sure I stay as close as possible to the base so that I'm making it a clean transition from the gold to the white. And again, I gave it 3 coats. And once that was done and fully dry, I am now going to take a kind of like a ruler and just make, using my permanent marker, I'm going to make some vertical lines on the top. And I'm leaving about 1 inch to 1.25 inches space in between. And I'm making 4 stripes and then leaving like a blank 2 space, and then doing 4 stripes. And then for the last part, I was only able to do 3. I only had enough space to do 3 lines, but it worked out okay. And I'll tell you why I skipped a line. And then now I'm going to use a thinner permanent marker, and I'm just going to create some patterns. I saw this pattern on a pillow that I saw online as I was browsing to get inspiration, and I thought it was super cute and perfect for this. I'm going to skip every other. I'm just going to make little tiny lines and to kind of mimic maybe little branches, I guess. And this one I'm going to make little tiny circles mimicking little leaves. And I'm going to do that to all of the lines, every other one. I love using permanent marker for my crafts when I have something like this because it just makes life so much easier. And it's so easy to work with, in my opinion. And I did this all around. And then once I was done with that, I'm going to take more of that acrylic metallic gold paint, and I'm going to use a very small brush, which is actually an eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to create a simple line going down in those spots that we skipped. And that's it. We're done with this one. There you have it. Look how cute, guys. Seriously, I mean, I think these all just go together so cute, so pretty, so feminine yet modern, and I just think it looks very chic. And thank you for watching. I'm so thankful that you take the time to watch. I hope it inspires you to take some Dollar Tree items and create some very cute, high-end looking home decor. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. I hope you consider subscribing. And if you're returning, thank you so much for watching and coming back. And guys, I hope you have a blessed day.